All right, so welcome back to another one here. So today we're going to target some catfish drifting or controlled drifting or dragging. So what we've got here is we're right there at the time of year where the channels are spawning, getting ready to spawn. They're moving up real shallow. And so what we're doing is we're targeting transition points on these lakes. And you can see behind me there's a big run of riprap down here, and these channels will come up and they'll spawn on that rock. And they'll sit out in the deep water, and then at night they'll come in and do their spawning, or as the water warms, whatever. So anyway, we're targeting the transition areas here between the rock and the mud, basically. And we're gonna pull some baits here, dragging them with planer boards, getting them real close. So let me kind of show you here what I'm looking at. We're gonna use our electronics here to try to find that transition point between rock and mud, and that's where we're gonna put our baits. I've got my lines, I'm shooting 80 foot out, and like right there you can see the rock to mud transition is about 30 foot away from me. Now it comes in here, it's running about 25 foot or so. So what I've got here is I've got a slide on my main line going down to a good barrel swivel. Attached to that I've got a 60-pound mono, about a 2.5 foot section of that. I've got a float about 8 inches up from my hook. I'm running, this is an 8/0 Gamakatsu offset circle hook, and I've got a piece of shad hooked to it here. So the weight I'm using, these are my homemade dragon weights. You can use really any weight you want, but these are my homemade ones that I use. I make them up myself. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go through here and I'm gonna follow that transition line with these planer boards. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set this line out, and I'm running only in about 7 foot of water right now. So I'm gonna put out, roughly like 10 foot of line or so before I hook my planer board on, just so where I'm not dragging that bait so long ways where it wants to get hung up. Okay, I'll attach my planer board here. These are big planer boards. This one here, this is a homemade planer board. I can drag out a lot of weight with it. Set that line out. We'll start feeding line off. We'll get us about 30-40 feet. You guys can see us out there. All right. I'll let that one go. It'll go ahead and plane out. And that's the one we're gonna run right on the transition line there. So the weight that I'm using is 1.5 ounces. Just kind of depends on what your preference is. Everybody kind of has their own preference. Now, like I said, guys, I'm targeting fish that are in this shallow water coming up to spawn. So if I was, say I was out in the main lake dragging, I would put a rod down each side, and then maybe one in the middle or something. But since I know that the fish are basically between here and the boat, or the shore and the boat, that's where I'm targeting with my baits. Keep that boat at like 0.6, 0.5 to 0.8, something like that. Not a very fast drag. You can bump it up to 1/2 mile, but these fish, I'm trying to cover that transition, and even going this slow I can see where that transition is, and I'm just going to try to keep that outside rod right in that transition area. See, with these 3 rods I'm covering roughly probably 40-45 feet here, and I can cover more too if I wanted to. If I wanted to let that outside planer board go a little further out, I could cover water, but I'm isolating myself right onto that transition between the rock and the mud. So basically I put out 2 big bobbers and then one dead stick here. So we're just going to go along through here and hopefully catch us a couple fish here before it gets dark. All right, guys, so we got our first fish there. You can see you just rip that planer board back just like a big bobber. So that didn't take too awful long.
Maybe 10 minutes or so. Feels like a fair fish. So I'll get the planer board off here. Reel this fish in. That's a nice one. So he's all wrapped up. This is one nice thing too, guys, about this, having this 60-pound mono. You know, you don't always have to dip them. So anyway, that's a nice female channel there. You can see that circle hook came right out of her mouth. Nice fish. I'm not keeping any fish today. I've been keeping a lot of fish lately, stocking the freezers, so I'll let this guy go. But yeah, there we go. That's dragging. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and it's very productive. All right, so we're gonna rebait here. We got another kind of, I don't know, inch by inch and a half hunk of shad here. I'm gonna hook him right behind the spine there. You can see I want to leave a ton of hook gap there. Hook that planer board back up to it, and then we'll just send him right back out. Oh, look at that. Okay, well, that was live. Let me reel this one in. Ha, that was perfect timing, guys. Didn't even get this board out. That's a good fish. Oh yeah. Let me get this. He's pulling a little drag, guys. Opportune moment here. Oh, that's a nice fish. I'll take the clicker off for you here. It happened just that quick, guys. That's a little better specimen here. Yep, this is a little better specimen. We better get the old dip net for him. Or at least it's more spunky, let's just put it that way. Oh, that's a nice fish. Come here, fish. There we go. Oh, I got flies biting me. All right, guys, so there we go. Circle hook. Right in the corner of the mouth. That fish was not getting off. So there we go, guys. All right, guys, so we got another fish here on this inside board. We must have just went over a few fish because that outside planer board, it just hit, and then this board just dumped. So see what we got here. We'll bring this fish around the back of the other rod, so hopefully they don't get hung up each other. That's the idea. So you guys can see with using these circle hooks, I don't think this is a very big fish. So, oh, he's getting bigger. He's getting bigger, guys. Did you guys catch that? We got flying catfish. Flying catfish. There we go. Another nice fish right in that corner of that mouth of that circle hook. As you guys can see, I'm not setting the hook at all because I mean I've got enough weight and I'm moving forward. You just kind of reel down on the fish and there we go. Another nice eater there. It's a good fat fish.
We'll let them go tonight. Been keeping my fill lately. Alright, so we just got baits in the water here. Just got baits back in the water, and that board went off. That is the lucky board today, guys. It's a little better fish too. There he is up there on the surface. They're coming to the surface because I'm only in, you know, 5, 6, 7 feet of water, so. A little better fish here. So you guys can see how productive this can be if you're in, put your baits in good locations. Yeah, that's a nice fish here. That's a nice fish here. Always whenever you take that pointer board off, just keep tension on that rod. You know, if you're by yourself, and then that way that fish can't get slack. There you go. Nice male. He's hooked real good too, so we're just gonna lift him there. There we go. So there we go, hooked right in the corner of the mouth again, guys. So there we go, another nice, I don't know, 6.5 pounder. There's another nice fish. All right guys, so, you know, I want my videos to be entertaining, but I also want them to be educational. So, you know, that's why I kind of throw this stuff in here, try to teach you guys, you know, a little bit different technique. You know, maybe somebody hasn't done this kind of dragging technique before. So if you guys have found any of my videos educational, do me a favor, take 1 second, hit that like button for me. It really helps. As always, leave a comment because I love reading your guys' comments. So anyway, you guys can see how productive this is. Like I said, it's getting dark now. I've only been out here for, you know, an hour or so. This was an after work kind of deal. I was just thinking about wrapping this video up because it's getting a little dark for the camera. And we got a double. We had the outside and the inside board both went off, or the inside and the middle one. So there's that fish for you. All right, so there's that fish for you. Just set him in here in the live well. It'll be all right for just a second. We'll reel in this fish too. And we're gonna end this day on a double because it's getting a little dark for the camera. And I gotta work tomorrow again, so. But as you guys can see, this can be a very effective technique. Putting your baits in the right spot here. We came out here, we caught a good little number of fish, had a good time in pretty short order. That is an angry fish. Another nice male here. Get that old circle hook out of him. All right, guys. So this is a female and this is a male. You guys can see the difference, the head size, the blue color, and that's more than likely why we had that double right there. We caught both fish probably
15 foot apart. So there we go, guys. There's a nice double. We're gonna throw these guys back, let them go do their thing. I'm gonna call this video quits right here, guys. I had a great time this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed the video here. Fly flew up my nose. Wow. The fly's been biting in and been flying up my nose. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you took something from it. This dragging technique can be a very productive technique if you put your baits in the right location. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the view. If you would, hit that like button. It really helps me out. And till next time, guys, well, thank you.